أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. All praises due to Allah, peace and blessings be upon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Inshallah, tonight we continue in the course of marriage and building a family according to the book of Allah and the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And we try to cover actually all the stages of marriage for those youth and young men who are willing to get married inshallah soon, and also for everyone here who are already married. And we try to cover all of these points because we actually really interested in emphasizing the importance, the significance of marriage, because we are commanded to fulfill this sunnah. أخبرنا المولى سبحانه وتعالى أن هذه هي سنة الأنبياء والمرسلين حتى قبل خاتم النبيين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. قال تعالى ولقد أرسلنا رسلا من قبلك وجعلنا لهم أزواجا وذرية. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and we have sent messengers before you, and we have blessed them with wives and children. And also there is a commandment, a direct commandment in Surah An-Nur. قال الله تعالى وأنكحوا الأيام منكم والصالحين من عبادكم وإمائكم إن يكونوا فقراء يغنهم الله من فضله. This verse actually includes a promise from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that if you are taking a serious step to get married, when it is the time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will provide for you and will give you rizq in abundance inshallah subhanahu wa ta'ala. كما قال يغنيهم الله من فضله. ويعني إن شاء الله نمر على بعض النقاط اليوم. أولها حتى نرسخ هذه الفكرة في أذهاننا وفي أذهان الشباب إن شاء الله المقبلين على الزواج. الزواج يا أحباب ليس قسمة بين الرجل والمرأة. We cannot say that marriage is 50-50. You do something and I do something. No. In marriage, there are two spouses. Everyone gives 100% effort and time and willing to build a new and willing to build a good family following the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. In other words, when you do something, you are not doing this to get something in turn. Because some people might say, you know, when there is any kind of debate between man and his wife, he might say, I do this, you should do this. Actually do everything you can in order to make this marriage successful. And also the woman who is the wife and who is the mother of the children should be also doing everything possible and fulfilling her duties to make this marriage and this family successful. This is actually should be our mindset when we look at marriage. So we are interested in this issue because we all have to take it serious. And as we mentioned last week, that we will be asked on the day of judgment about our dealing and how we did with our marriage and how we did towards our children. نسأل الله تعالى أن يعيننا على طاعته وعلى تربية أبنائنا اللهم آمين. أولا بالنسبة للشاب والشابة المقبلين على الزواج في شرعنا الحنيف لا تكره الفتاة على الزواج. هذا يعني قليل، أصبح قليل ونادر، لكن لابد أن نفتخر بهذا الشرع الشريف الذي لم يدع أي ثغرة لأي أحد يريد أن يتلاعب أو أن يدس السم في الدسم. لم يدع الشرع الشريف شيئا من هذا، ولكن عالج القرآن الكريم وعالجت سنة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كل شيء. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في جزء من الحديث ولا تنكح البكر حتى تستأذن. قالوا يا رسول الله وكيف إذنها؟ قال أن تسكت. ما بقوش يسكتوا في الزمن ده بيردوا، لكن من باب we are so proud of our religion that even in this, you know, it happens rarely nowadays that a girl might be forced to get married. This happens rarely, maybe in some villages, in some countries or so. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not like this action, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam does not approve this action, and he says sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you should take a permission from a girl before, getting involved into marriage. And she should declare it obviously in so many ways. Nowadays we know that they might say yes or no, which is okay, because we want to fulfill something which is sunnah on this earth, and also we want to build a stable family, and this will never happen unless we accept each other. That's why marriage itself is built upon المودة والرحمة والسكن. صحيح؟ قال الله تعالى في سورة الروم: ومن آياته أن خلق لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا لتسكنوا إليها، أدي السكن، وجعل بينكم إيه؟ مودة ورحمة. كلنا حافظين الآية دي رغم إنها سورة صعبة جدا. أكيد الناس كلها بتحب الزواج. صلى على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that this marriage and this relationship should be built upon love, kindness, and respect. Respect is the key. There is no love without respect. Just keep this in mind. No love without respect at all. It's not about to say to each other, I love you. We have to express that in a way of respect and in a way of fulfilling their duties towards each other. That's why تعلمون أن الحبيب صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إن أحبها أكرمها. طب وإن أبغضها؟ يعني ما فيش في قلبه محبة. هذه لله تعالى، القلوب بيد الله. لم يهنها. There is no way, there is no excuse for a man to dishonor or to do anything, evil towards their wife. In all cases, whether to do good towards them, and still also you cannot say, I don't feel this kind of love, and I'll go ahead and do whatever I want. No, we have to be considerate and never to hurt each other's feelings. طيب خلاص اتفقنا لا إكراه. There is no compulsion. We cannot force a man or a woman to get into marriage. طيب حصل اتفاق وحصل قبول. طبعا القبول هذا أيضا لابد أن يراعى فيه أمور كثيرة. يعني نقول للشاب دائما والشاب أيضا، أنا أتكلم من اتجاه، لكن الكلام يظل للطرفين لأنهما على غرار بعضهما من حيث الأحكام. لابد أن يتحرى الشاب الأسرة التي يأخذ منها الفتاة. هذه مسألة حرجة جدا لكنها في غاية الأهمية، لأن بعض الشباب مع الحمية ومع العاطفة يقول مثلا، وسمعت هذا بأذني، أنا لا أتزوج أباها ولا أمها، أنا أتزوجها هي. يا أخي أباها سيكون جدا لأولادك، وأمها ستكون جدة لأولادك، إخوانها وأخواتها سيكونون أعمام أو أخوال أولادك. صحيح؟ So in order to build a family in a right way, in a way that pleases Allah, in a way that help you in the future to build, and to have children, to raise them up the way that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, you should be very careful when you choose and when you try to find your spouse. And this goes both ways, for a man and for a woman, and for a boy, for a girl. When you try to find a wife, you have also to know the atmosphere and the society where she comes from. Her family, her parents, really important. Her parents will be your children, grandparents in the future. And they will be your in-laws very soon. So it's not about, I love her, I just go ahead and fight the whole world just to get her. No, just be wise and listen attentively to your parents. Because they know way more than You do, right? And they have so much experience, more than you. And they have been there. They experienced marriage. So just listen to them. And not just rush to do something without listening and being wise and being patient. If we are to say what is the whole and the best advice for marriage to be successful from the very beginning, it's about patience. As-sabr ya ahbab. Patience is really important from the very beginning of marriage and all the way, till you have children and even your children get married. Every day we have to experience and we have to practice patience. Because at the beginning, when the couples and the spouses get together for marriage in the first few days, they are different. Maybe they have different cultures, they have different thoughts, maybe even they have different languages. That's why we have to be patient. We are different. And we have to take it step by step. And to be willing to rectify our behavior. And to fix our faults. And to cover the faults of each other. الستر يا أحباب. الستر واجب بين الزوج وزوجته. هذا لمن هو متزوج ولمن هو مقبل على الزواج. لابد من مراعاة الستر. إياك أن تكشف سترا. ما يحدث داخل جدران البيت لا يتجاوز عتبة البيت إلا في حالات قليلة جدا ولمن حكم من أهله وحكم من أهلها كما قال الله تعالى أو للقاضي. لكن ليس الأمر لا نحكي في هذه الأمور. لا يقول الإنسان هذا صديق حميم وأنا أستأمنه ويتكلم معه في كل شيء في أمور أهلي وأمور بيتي. هذا لا يرضي الله أولا، ثم إنه يكشف الستر. كذلك المرأة لا يحق لها أبدا أن تذكر شيئا يعيب زوجها أمام أهلها، أمام أخواتها، أمام صاحباتها. كل هذا لا يرضي الله تعالى ولا يترتب عليه منفعة أبدا، بل ربما يؤدي إلى مفسدة، في الغالب يؤدي إلى مفسدة. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us to cover the faults of each other as spouses. If you have any debates, if you have any differences, if you have any problems into your house, just try to discuss it in a certain way. And if you need some help, and if you cannot, in any way solve your problem, there is a way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala specified, is to find a judge from each other's family. This is only when you fail to fix the problems between you and her as spouses, zawjayn. And it's not allowed at all for a man to speak about his wife in an evil way, even if it's a joke, because we said in the very first sentence, marriage is serious, it's not a joke. And we don't like the way that some people post some jokes about marriage on the social media, and you all see that. This actually, day by day, year by year, generation after generation, you would find that the youth and the next generation might look at marriage like a joke. Everyone just throw some words on Facebook or so, joking about marriage, and saying things that bring the wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, be careful in this point. And also on the other side, the wife should be so careful never to talk to any of her friends about anything happened in the marriage, anything related to the house, to the husband, to the children. Never take these news outside the four walls of the building of the house where you live. Also, the wife cannot speak to her mom about any faults of her husband, because we cannot be perfect. We are not even requested to be perfect. We just need to try to be good and to be perfect. But still, everyone at a certain level, we all have some faults and we all have problems. And the point of having a man and his wife and starting a new family is to complete each other and to support each other and to be patient. You advise me, I advise you, and then the life goes so long as we have the three things: love, respect, and kindness. And again, respect actually comes first. Because if there is a lack of respect, nothing will work at all. You agree with that? الاحترام المتبادل يا أحباب, mutual respect should come first in marriage. And this happens actually in any type of relationship. طيب. ويشرع الخاطب والمخطوبة أن يصلي صلاة الاستخارة. When a man is trying to find a woman or a boy trying to find a girl to get married and to marry, it's better for both of them to pray Salat al-Istikhara, which is guidance seeking. Salah of seeking the guidance from Allah. And if you are going to do that, just pray this Salah before taking before making the decision. الذي يحير في هذا الأمر أن أحدنا يميل إلى أمر ما. يعني ربما يبحث عن الفتاة ويتعلق بها ويفكر فيها ويرغب بالزواج منها ثم يصلي الاستخارة. كل ما تصلي استخارة هيبان لك إن هي أحسن واحدة في الدنيا. لأنك خلاص أنت خدت القرار خلاص. فالواحد يكون محايدا ويترك أمره لله تعالى. الله يعلم الخير لي ولك. يعلم الخير لك يعني البنت التي تريد أن تتزوج منها كشاب. كذلك البنت الله يعلم الخير لك. فلا يتعجل أحد في اتخاذ هذا القرار لأنه قرار أبدي. الزواج عندنا في الإسلام حاجة أبدية مش حاجة مؤقتة. فلا بد عن الإنسان أن يتريث وألا يميل وألا يسترسل في العاطفة وألا يهيئ لنفسه أمورا قبل أن يستخير الله رب العالمين. Making Salat Istikhara, it has a certain form and a certain text. You could inshallah find it because it's not the position to discuss this, so we don't get distracted. But at least to know that inshallah seeking guidance through Salah, which is Salat al-Istikhara, is important specifically at the time before getting engaged or before getting married. And the Prophet ﷺ, overall, he taught us to make Salat al-Istikhara, to seek guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in everything. Even if you are going to buy something, you can make istikhara before going to do the normal things you do every day. طيب. بعد ذلك نحن الآن بنحاول أيضا نغطي الأمور. نفترض أن هناك زواج قائم بالفعل. هدفنا أيضا أن نحافظ عليه. صحيح؟ الفكرة مش إن احنا نرغب الناس في الزواج وخلاص. لأن اللي على البر لسه لو تأخروا شوية مش مشكلة. إنما المتزوج لازم برضه نعتني به. المشاركة والمشورة هي من أخلاق النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. So you should be sharing everything together as couples and as spouses. And you should be consulting each other. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he consulted his wife Umm Salama radiallahu anha. I'm saying that because still some people, some men might think like, I'm not going to consult my wife. I know what I'm doing. No, still seek the guidance. The Prophet ﷺ himself, the one who gets the revelation from Allah, he consulted his wife, Sayyidah Umm Salama radiallahu anha. تذكرون لما تكلمنا عن صلح الحديبية واحنا بنتكلم في سيرة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. لماذا حدث صلح الحديبية؟ لماذا كانت هذه المعاهدة؟ لما ذهب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وأصحابه لأداء العمرة اعترضهم أو لأداء الحج اعترضهم المشركون قبل أن يدخلوا مكة وكتبوا شروطا، وكانت من شروط المشركين في هذا الوقت وفي هذه الوثيقة ألا يدخل النبي وأصحابه هذا العام ويأتوا العام القادم. طيب هم بالفعل معهم الهدي ومعهم النحر مستعدين لأداء النسك. طبعا وافق النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ووقعوا وثيقة. فبعد طبعا هذا لم يرضي الصحابه لان فعلا لو تذكروا شروط صلح الحديبيه كان فيها اقحاف شديد بالمسلمين، لكن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كان يعلم ما يفعل. وترتب على هذا خير كثير كما اسلفنا. المهم النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم خلاص اتفق انهم لن يدخلوا مكه اداء النسك في هذا العام، فقال لاصحابه يعني اذبحوا الهدي واحلقوا رؤوسكم. ما احنا في ديننا معروف ان حبسك حابس، يعني انت خرجت تنوي الحج او العمره واعترضك شيء منعك شيء في الطريق، الله يعطيك الاجر. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لاصحابه قوموا واذبحوا هديكم واحلقوا رؤوسكم، فلم يقم احد من الصحابه. النبي قالها المره الثانيه لم يقم احد، المره الثالثه لم يقم احد، وهم يعني مصدومين يا احباب لان كان في اقحاف شديد في هذه الوثيقه بالمسلمين. فالنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ذهب للسيده ام سلمه رضي الله عنها وذكر لها ما حدث، فقالت هو بيستشيرها، شوف الراي، قالت يا نبي الله اتحب ذلك؟ يعني تحب اقول لك رايي؟ اخرج ولا تكلم احدا حتى تنحر بدنك اللي هي الهدي اللي هي الذبيحه يعني، وتدعو حالقك فتحلق يعني تحلق راسك. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم خرج وفعل ذلك. ماذا حدث؟ كل الصحابه قاموا وفعلوا زي ما النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فعل. هذه الحكمه. كان من الممكن ان يلهم الله تعالى نبيه هذا الامر وما اسهله، لكن هذا درس ايضا نتعلمه ان الانسان يستشير، لا تستقل براي احد ابدا. So again we emphasize in this point that during marriage, as spouses, as a father and a mother, as a husband and wife, there should be sharing between you. Share everything. Speak, discuss, consult each other. And we have the great example, the Prophet ﷺ, who consulted his wife in a very critical moment, and she gave him the great response. And she asked him to lead by example, because he asked the companions to do something after signing the covenant of Al-Hudaybiyah, Sulh Al-Hudaybiyah, the treaty of Al-Hudaybiyah, and then they did not respond because they were so sad at that time. And then Salama radiallahu anha, the wife of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, she said, go ahead and do it yourself, which is to slaughter an animal and to have your hair cut. And once he did that without speaking one single word, all of the companions, they did the same following the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we got this lesson of consult each other and you would find al-khayr inshallah ta'ala. طيب نختم بهذا حتى لا نطيل. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم خيركم خيركم لأهله. Just imagine that sometimes when we go out for work or even to take a coffee, to speak with people here in the masjid and everywhere, you are trying to be so kind, so gentle, gentleman. And also women, they treat in a very gentle way when they treat each other outside the house. But sometimes when we get home, we change, 100%. Although the Prophet ﷺ taught us that the best amongst you is the one who is doing good and doing the best for his family, for his wife. So we follow the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and inshallah ta'ala, we still have also some advice. We try to get it from the Sunnah of Rasulullah ﷺ to be more realistic and to apply inshallah into our day-to-day life. نسأل الله تعالى أن يتقبل منا ومنكم صالح الأعمال وأن يصلح أحوالنا وبيوتنا وأهلينا وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.